Andrei Smaev is doing these typewriter style pull-ups on rings. He calls it Summer Gymnastic on Rings. And this is his new page. Take a look at the likes. Over 250,000 likes within a day. This is unreal stuff. Even on a body that weighs 160 kilos, Smaev's arms are looking unusually big. And maybe that is the reason for the virality of this video. And under the video in the comment section, as we expected, we have Devon Larratt. Come to East versus West. Few days ago when Smaev uploaded this video where he's doing these partial curls with 50 kilos each arm for 1000 reps, Devon commented there too asking when Smaev is coming to East versus West. But the sad part is he doesn't even respond to Devon in the comments. He doesn't put a heart on Devon's comments, no reply. Nothing at all. Despite that, if Smaev still decides to join arm wrestling in the future, a big credit for that has to be given to Devon Larratt for his persistent efforts. I mean, he was the first famous guy who talked about Smaev when he made a video about him. I think it was at least 5 years ago. So Devon has his eyes set on Smaev and he wants him to join arm wrestling for quite some time now. Speaking of crazy gymnastics, we got Manifestor doing 7 one-arm pull-ups on the left arm, immediately followed by 7 one-arm pull-ups on the right arm. Mid-air switch, no rest between them. His feet never touched the ground. And then immediately after that, 7 muscle-ups, and immediately after that, 7 pull-ups. I can guarantee you there are not many guys who can do this. I mean, there may be many guys who can do this, but I'm talking about doing this at a weight of 90 kilos. Because that's how much I think Manifestor is weighing right now. Really insane levels of strength. Still, I don't think Manifestor should straight away go for the 95 kg world title shot. Because beating Samushia doesn't really earn you that shot. Because Paul Lin also beat Samushia pretty easily. And you would assume that in today's world, he's not strong enough to win the 95 kg world title. I know they were thinking about Manifestor versus Irakli, which is cool too, but another good match can be Manifestor versus Sasha Andreev or Manifestor versus Adam Wardzinski. A couple of days ago, Hermes Gasparini gave us yet another injury update. He has resumed light training. He's avoiding movements that cause pain. He recently visited a physiotherapist, as we discussed in the previous video. He got a full assessment and the diagnosis is that the injury appears to be related to UCL, ulnar collateral ligament, in the elbow area. Hermes says that the physiotherapist said that it is not a severe injury, but it needs a lot of time to heal. He likely aggravated this injury by pushing too hard during the match and also in the training leading up to the match when he heard multiple cracks. So there is a rehabilitation plan now. Hermes will do only high repetition lightweight movements. The pain during these movements should stay on a scale of 1 or a maximum of 2 out of 10. It will increase the blood flow in the injured area. It should be pain-free. So for example, in the supination and forearm movements, he will be doing about 50 reps per set and he will do 4 to 5 sets. He's also continuing the peptide therapy, the peptides that he received from Infinity Functional Performance. He said that they really helped him and he has been feeling noticeably better since starting the treatment. So now the pain is during pulling movements, also when he's applying side pressure, but there is no pain when he's pressing. And maybe that's why in the round that he won against Morozov, when he was top rolling, he couldn't finish the match. There was some pain, but when he pressed, he got the victory. Hermes will be competitive at the highest level once again by October or November, but he wants to avoid getting injured at all costs now. So the priority is getting recovered as well as possible. And he also believes that he was too light for the Morozov match, below 125 kilos. In the future, for these high-level super heavyweight matches, his goal weight will be around 135 kilos. And also the Morozov loss was a little setback emotionally for Hermes. It was difficult. He was sad after the match, which is quite understandable. As he also said, losing is never enjoyable. But now he feels more motivated, more hungry for a return. There's a big fire inside him and that fire wants revenge against Morozov. He has called out Morozov for a rematch and in the future he won't be giving any excuses. Not that he said he gave any excuse this time, but in the future, no matter what happens, if Morozov wins, he is truly the stronger guy. But Hermes believes that it will never happen again.
Mew, I saw your video in the morning that you challenged me. Challenge is accepted. Be ready for a war.
Let's talk about East versus West 25 because they have announced a lot of matches. First one, the big one, Vitaly Laletin versus Alijan Muratov. That is one of the biggest left-handed matches ever. Initially, Dadikian wanted a match against Alijan. Alijan was not ready, but then later on, Dadikian was not ready, and we saw that Dadikian is not in the best shape right now. So in the end, it turned out to be good for Alijan. He won dominantly against Morozov, and now he's getting an opportunity to win his third world title.
Давай, Виталя, давай!
If we look at the common matches, Alijan destroyed Morozov and Morozov almost beat Vitaly Laletin. So that match should be worrying Vitaly a little bit. But then if we look at the Ivan Mitishenko matches, Alijan won 4-0 against Ivan, but the first round was pretty close. And you wouldn't see that against Vitaly, even though they have not really faced in competition. But still, in tournament, Vitaly goes through Ivan like Ivan is a complete beginner. So that match should be worrying Alijan too. Because even though Ivan may not be as strong in the hook as Alijan, he's almost as efficient as Alijan when it comes to setting a hook. And he couldn't set a hook against Vitaly. But the good news is, outside of strap, we saw some top rolling from Alijan in the Artyom Morozov match. Has he been secretly preparing a top roll? Because if he is, and if his top roll is anywhere close to his hook, Vitaly may be in trouble. The next match is Kamil Jablonski versus Georgy Swetkov. Kamil called out Georgy and Alex Kurdecha, either one of these two guys, because none of the top 5 guys were available. Levan is not ready to compete. He's not in the best shape until December. Then we got Devon, number 2, who is off season, who won't compete for some time, at least not in the super heavyweight division. Then we got number 3, Morozov, who is injured. Hermes Gasparini, who's also injured. And number 5, Vitaly Laletin, who is going to compete on the left arm. So none of these guys were available. And that's why Georgy Swetkov has accepted the challenge. I mean, it wasn't really a challenge. The match was already confirmed. They were just doing the formality of calling each other out to just make some hype around the match. But it is anyways going to be a cool match. Kamil should be the favorite because top rolling his press is not the easiest job in the world. Even though Georgy has proven that his top roll, his stopping power against a flop press is amazing when he kept Jerry Caderet outside of his shoulder throughout the entire match. The guy didn't even let him properly access his flop press. And this is usually something which is not really easy to do. But almost beating Jerry to now having hopes of actually beating Kamil Jablonski, there's a huge level gap between these two things. Kamil was doing 80 kilos for 4 reps in the pronation exercise, the seated pronation exercise, but his forearm was resting on his thigh. So how much of that really counts? But it definitely helps a lot. And after this, Kamil even said, I will finally test my top roll on someone big. Obviously, he's not going to top roll Georgy. That will be a suicide.
Hi Georgy, I'm so happy you accepted the challenge. I will finally test my top roll on someone big like you.
We got Ryan Ballinger versus Zurab Tavbaridze 95 kilos right arm match. In the past event, Zurab won left arm, Ryan won right arm, and now they are facing each other on the right arm, obviously. Nugo Shikadze versus Krasimir Kostadinov in the 105 kg right arm battle. Can Krasi force the hook on Nugo? We'll have to wait and see. I think he can. Oleg Zok versus Luka Sinadze. Luka won his last match at East versus West against Eli Saidov. Does that really qualify you to straight away get a title shot at Oleg Zok? I think he may have won the European Championship too. I'm forgetting the results now. Maybe that's why Luka is getting this title shot against Oleg Zok. Daniel Prokopchuk versus Vashagan Hovhannisyan. Hovhannisyan recently gave us some good performances. He beat Christo at Arm Havoc. He beat Gocha at GVW. But is he East versus West championship level? Daniel Prokopchuk hasn't really been touched on the left arm in a while. Is Vashagan the one to dethrone him? We'll have to wait and see. East vs West pay-per-view and tickets are available now. I'll link it in the description. Use code Pradeep to get 5% off.